Back, extra, read all about it. Headlines news, the LMS extra show. See it only on the internet. You won't see it on cable, folks. Heck no. We're going to switch gears for 1 minute, and we're going to be talking about a topic that, we always talk about relationships. Young men, older women, and old men and young women. We have a relationship expert. Give us your name.
Marna Martinez Camarto.
Give her a big hand. Marna, I remember we were talking the other day. We always welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Lenny.
You welcome. You cross some legs there, huh? Did you get that, Orlando?
I missed it.
Oh, you missed that, huh?
Yeah.
I know you don't miss a trick.
I don't usually miss those.
Seriously, on the serious side, we were talking. I was telling you, we were talking about on a TV show one night, on a radio show one night, and they were talking about the topic of relationships, an older man and a young woman, and then some of the calls that this gentleman, the host got, there's a lot of people who are against it because they said that. I tried it from experience and it just doesn't work. What's your opinion about the couple? What's your opinion about it?
Well, my opinion is that there are many reasons why it may not work.
Why?
Why? Number one, it may be the perception. You see, it's about the way one of the individuals may perceive, the age differences in a relationship. Okay, so what are the needs, of that particular person, when you're in a relationship? That's very important to know. So what are we talking about? An older man with a younger woman?
And vice versa.
And vice versa. Okay, so we're talking about emotional needs. All right? So to me, my personal opinion would be if a younger man is going out with an older woman, okay, perhaps he may be looking to continue that relationship, the maternal relationship. And
so he's looking for his mommy figure, right?
That's right. Because perhaps he did have a very positive relationship with his mother. And so he's looking for those good characteristics that he perhaps admires so much in his mother. So he hopes to have that in the next woman that he dates, and he might not find that in a younger lady.
Somebody who I grew up with, won't mention no names, he did marry an older woman, and they're still together.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe looking for mommy. I don't know what he's looking for. I don't know Mr. Goodbar, Miss Goodbar. I don't know what he was looking for, but he's still with her.
What's the age difference we're talking about?
Oh, maybe a couple of years difference.
Because I've been talking to some of my
I'm
friends.
I'm gonna say she was old enough to collect. When he married, she old enough to collect a Social Security check. But go ahead.
So the age difference is very important. Are we talking about 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 25, 30, 40 years? Because that's a big
gap. Because like say someone's 25 years old, a young lady say she's 25 years old, and you have say someone say 50 or 50 years old, maybe close to 60 or 60 years. There's a big gap, Whereas he may like the songs of the 70s, and she may like one of these rappers out here today. It's a big difference.
Exactly. So that goes back to what I was saying. What kind of needs are we having, at that particular time in our lives? You understand? So I've been told that most men are visual. Okay, men tend to be visual. They like to have, a good-looking woman next to their side.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens to the love factor? And what need is that woman meeting at that particular time in that man's life? So is that based on their ego? What happens? So, and what about that young lady? Why is she going out with this older man? So if the two of them are happy with one another, and if both of them are in the position where they're meeting each other's need, so it's okay, right? But where is the love factor? Is it love? Or is it convenience? Is it a give and take?
Well, that's like a girl 25 years old and an old man like 50 years old. Or maybe she wanted to pay her cell phone bill.
And he's willing to Play that phone
But
bill
play
as
that
long
phone
as she
bill.
looks good.
Yeah, well, Lord, and she know when the month's coming around, like the first of the month, or when she'll collect that check.
Now, is there a problem with that? Do you
No,
think?
but we were talking about at least, we were talking about like somebody married who have a bunch of money, and I told you the gentleman, mentioned to him, I met him, met his wife, and he said, well, the reason why he married because at least she was honest and said that she wanted him for his money.
Exactly. So would she be considered a gold digger?
No, well, some people could accuse her of being a gold digger,
Right.
but. In a sense, if she's laying the cards on the table, and we're talking about honesty, if they're laying the cards on the table, right?
Exactly, because it's a give and take situation, right? He's doing for her and she's doing for him. And he works for both of them. As long as they are satisfied, that's what matters, right? It should.
It should.
It should matter. Now let's talk about expectancies.
Okay.
Expectations.
Okay.
Okay, what are the expectations and if an older man is with a younger lady?
Okay.
What are they expecting? For her to look good? For her to satisfy his every need,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on.
Cause sometimes even if it's young, those years start changing on them.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying you can go in and shop for something else, but also too, that it depends on the individual though too.
It does, absolutely.
That's what it breaks down. It depends because there's some people married for, like a big gap, but they understand one another.
Yes.
You think that plays a very big part?
Oh yes, and it's the level of maturity of the individual. Because we can have a 30-year-old who's very immature, and we can have a 20-year-old who's very mature.
Yeah.
And his preference of women will be somebody who's older, and he may be genuinely in love with an older woman and comfortable with that. So I've spoken.
She has her stuff together so much.
Exactly, because I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
And then of course, I'm one of those people that do not like to judge. You understand? If you're happy, you know what? By all means, that's what we all want. We all want people to be happy. And if you're able to have a healthy relationship, why the age should be a factor? I've asked somebody. Let's say, for example, that you find someone who is much older than you.
Okay.
This particular gentleman says that he prefers younger women. And the reason why is because he likes, he's very visual and he likes women that, look good. And he told me that, he said, I don't think I can date someone my age. And I said, why?
Why?
Because according to him, women his age are not taking good care of themselves, are not interested in the same things that he may be, because perhaps he has a younger spirit. He might want to go out, clubbing.
Yeah.
He might want to, the things that he might want to be interested in,
yeah.
she may not be one to be interested in.
Yeah.
And that's a conflict. So what would be the solution for that? When my personal opinion would be, let's talk about in a marriage, okay? The wife is at home taking care of the household responsibilities, okay? Perhaps if the men, and the wife are sharing the responsibility equally, she may have enough strength, and, be willing to go out. But so the question is this man, helping it in the house so that she can have some energy left so she can want to go out with him and be that, that ideal partner that the young lady outside might be able to provide for him.
But it's also too, like you said, it's maturity.
It's the level of maturity.
Maturity if a person is mature.
Exactly, and that's emotionally. Emotionally, because there's a lot of people that are not emotionally intelligent nor mature, and that's a big
But
part.
I know some 50-year-olds. They're not too mature.
Of course. Yes.
I mean, some of them, I ain't naming names.
That's right.
They're not mature.
That's right. I know some 65, 70-year-olds, who, what they do?
What?
They travel, they go out of the country, and they go out there and get married to 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. And this is very serious, Lenny.
That's another thing. That's because some, that is very serious.
It is serious, and it's happening to us. It's happening right now. And guess what? Most of the wives have no clue. They don't have an idea.
Women, they're married. He's married.
Yes.
And he go outside the country.
Oh yes.
And
Back
he
to
got
our
himself.
country,
He goes to some country.
yes.
He goes one of these little countries where the laws are sort of loose.
That's right. That's right. And that
And
gets,
he's loose.
oh yes, having children and having a whole double life. Oh yes, because he's no longer happy at home.
Because we were talking about cheating and everything like that. You
That's
have
right.
and you're gonna be revising your book on that too,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
You know, we knew each other for a good while.
Right.
What's your advice to people? You know, like you so your relationship. What you give us you went to college? What college?
Yes, I went to college. I obtained a master's degree from Columbia University. And right now,
What you major in Columbia University?
psychology, organizational psychology.
Okay.
And I also went to College of New Rochelle.
College of New Rochelle. Get College of New Rochelle began.
I see Lenny's a fan.
Yes.
Yes, and I also major in psychology, you know, and I am interested in exploring a lot of relationship issues because whether you're old, whether you're young, man or woman, you know, when it comes to love, there's no discrimination.
But also too,
You know?
One had to be secure with themselves because you know a lot of
Self-esteem
people,
plays a very
some
important
people
role.
are not secure in themselves, whereas they could sit back here. They know that they leave home and you know their wife or their girlfriend or they know that they're gonna come back home and they're gonna be right there
Yes.
because they say, but jealousy is like a green-eyed monster,
It sure is. It sure is.
and jealousy sometimes you know we have people knock off one another over that too, over that green-eyed monster.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Jealousy is very, very. You know, it's a negative. You know, way of it's a negative way. You know, of expressing your emotions. You know. However, the couple needs to explore why is the jealousy. You know, part of the relationship. Where is it coming from?
Yeah.
And that's where open communication is essential. You know, as a couple, you know, the lines of communication should remain open. You know, I mean, whether it needs to be revised, whether on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, but it needs to be revised. You know, if you see that something is not right, by all means, don't pretend that you don't know that something isn't right. Address it from the beginning. Don't wait until it's too late, because jealousy will lead to domestic violence. Whether it's emotional or physical, it will lead there.
Yeah.
So why not just sit down and talk? What's going on? This is not feeling right. It doesn't have to be like this. What's going on? Let's fix it. Let's talk about it. You know?
I would like to thank you very much, but I know that as of the tape, you know, we be seeing this be on the extra show on the YouTube, and you'll be away from us for a while, right?
Yes,
You'll
I
be
do.
in Florida.
But I will always come back.
Right, and also too, we thank you so much. I thank you personally for your support. We knew each other for a year. I talk about old guys and young girls. I met you when you were 18 years old. I don't know how I was then. I said, wow. But look, if I'm going to sit back here and do that, I will have somebody, you know, I want to be people who got something going on.
That's right.
And I see that you mature a whole lot, and you going, you know, we were very proud also too. You have done shows for me in the past,
yes.
and you know we're gonna still be running them and everything like that. And you know you're always welcome back. We're on the extra show. Sisters, what's your opinion about Sisters Bookstore, Uptown Culture
Oh,
Center?
I love this bookstore. It's very welcoming. She has a lot of variety of books, and the location is marvelous.
Yeah, she got English, Spanish, everything.
Yes.
You know, and she serviced the
Yes.
community. We could do this because we
right.
on cable now.
That's right. So I personally invite everyone to come here and support this bookstore. It's for a good cause. You know, it's for a good cause, and the community needs it. Not too many supporters in the communities are active right now, and this bookstore is one of those. And I've been here twice, and the Lenny Matthews show has been here many times. So please, let's give this bookstore a hand round of applause.
Bookstores like this. Jennifer, Jennifer, Corey, I call Brandon, the junior partner, and the board of directors of the cultural center. We need a place like this.
Yes. And we need the community to become more involved too.
Yes, they have
You
to
know?
be more involved.
Yes.